One of the interesting watches is clearly going to be Hawthorn at the end of the season. We know Clarko has, over the last couple of years, moved some blokes on. They lost to the Kangaroos after having a comfortable lead at quarter time, and when they lose, they look as if they need to rejuvenate. They've got a lot of players over 30. We've shown this a number of times this season, but it's slowly ticking to decision time, and the decisions are going to be really interesting, Gary.
And we don't want to be ageist. I mean, the 30's the number, and that's what gets everyone talking. But what makes this such a big talking point is those first three names, probably. It's Burgoyne, Roughead and Birchall, who are all Hall of Famers and all superstars. And that's why, I mean, from that point down, Puopolo might be in a little bit of trouble, but from that point down, you could probably mount cases if you need to. But, I mean, they're big personalities, they've got premierships to their name, and they're always going to be great. It's going to be a great issue and a great talking point. If Clarko is true to form, he'll make hard calls on that. And Shawnee Burgoyne...
It seems to be against the grain, the Burgoyne one.
To go?
No, to stay. It looks like if he's going to stay.
Yeah, you think he'll stay? Yeah, well, I just watched on the weekend and you find it hard to talk about because you're talking about out-and-out superstars, and I'm not denigrating. I think it'd be good for him, good for Hawthorn if he took up this supposed offer that the Gold Coast Suns. We'll talk about the Suns in a moment. For all the reasons that his legacy's assured there at the Hawthorn Footy Club. He'll be one of the all-time greats, as it is for Ruff and as it would be for Grant Birchall. But I think for him, for Shaun Burgoyne, there's things to be done elsewhere. If he wants to keep playing, then I personally think it'd be great if he went to the Gold Coast and gave them the benefit of his undoubted, talents.
It's a super difficult time for the Hawks, isn't it? I mean, you've been through it, Brownie, because, you look at that, and there's some will survive clearly, but because there's the good and the bad, and you look at Tim O'Brien and you look at Warfel on the weekend, so they're sort of precariously placed as to what they do in the off-season.
Yeah.
Do they do what they've done before and go to the trade and look for 25, 28 guys? Do they say, no, look, we probably need to refresh and get some young kids, which they wouldn't have had for a while, and take a risk and trade someone? So it's going to be a fascinating off-season for the Hawks.
Mitchell comes back, of course, and then Patton is a supposedly done deal. So it will be interesting.
It's amazing how much discussion there's been around Jared Roughead and will he or won't he get a farewell game. I mean, I can't believe he wouldn't get a farewell game.
Not while they're in finals contention.
Well, they're not now, though. There's still the discussion.
But as of Friday night, it's a no-brainer. It's a great celebration to be had. And the argument up until then was legitimate, but now it's just let him captain and coach.
Just quickly on that name there. So Ruffy has to get a farewell game next week against Gold Coast Suns. Unfortunately, that's their only game in Melbourne. But Isaac Smith, he's clearly going to keep playing.
Yep.
But at Hawthorn, or do you get the best trade value out of him? Because he's the most tradable there.
Yeah, well, I think that they'll have their eyes and ears wide open during the trade period.